Well, I don't know, work's getting kind of slow, so all the camping places are kind of closed, so it sounds like I need a road trip. So I think I created one. I'm gonna go see my dad and go see my cousin. So I'm in Connecticut, and I'm gonna head down to South Carolina, and then I'm gonna go down to Florida, work my way back up. So it should be a nice road trip for 3,000 miles. I've never really did a road trip yet. So in the meantime, we got to get the bike ready. So right now it's kind of set up in a rally format, and I got to get it kind of more or less comfortable for the road. So let's get this thing going. So anyways, I just washed the bike, well, rinsed it off. I don't think you guys really need to see me taking a hose to the bike, but what I did so far right now is I located the tools that I need right over there on the bench. I put a wrench on everything, loosened everything up on the rear wheel, loosened everything up on the front wheel, so I know that the tires can actually come off. So right now we're gonna swap these wheels out for the Aniki 3. They're the stock wheels that came on the bike. They were actually really good wheels, or good tires. I put them on for a track day. They had plenty of grip. They handle pretty good in the wet. So I think there'll be a nice comfortable tire. Plus I don't really want to buy tires just for this trip, but I don't want to take knobbies down the road for an adventure on the road. I'd rather just have it really nice and smooth. I'm gonna follow Pete's advice. I'm gonna get some beads for the seat because probably after about 300 miles my ass starts to feel like it needs something. So we're putting beads on top of the seat to get some airflow, and hopefully that will help me out. Once again, I already loosened everything up, so it's just really just taking things off. Not that bad. Well, looks like all the lugs are off, so jack away. Look at that. Take the mud thing off, it's so much easier. Always just take these guys off. I usually unhook the wire. Speed sensor, I think that's it. Pull it off. I know you're not supposed to leave tension on it, but there's not much tension on those. And just pull the speed sensor so that way you can inspect it, and that way when you're putting the wheel back on you don't by accidentally hit it. Cap. I usually leave it just a little bit up. Sometimes a little tight, just wiggle it back and forth and then it'll come off. Alright, so I loosened my pinch bolts. You can pretty much just keep those in place. Maybe a hammer, rubber mallet. You hit the bolt on the other side, pushes this guy out. If you greased it, like I always say you should just pull it out by just twisting it just a little bit. Oh, you see? You gotta take the nipple off. Then you gotta get a tool. You can find that at anywhere. I think I got this one at Walmart. Just come in. This is done for both wheels. I might have to, yeah, I'm gonna come right back. I'm gonna modify this tool. After modifying it, I got rid of the arm. Well, kinda. I just hammered it down. Should have enough room now. Oh, there it is. Just want to take a visual look at them and just make sure it's all good. What I use to break the bead is the Motion Pro tool. Come in. Wish I was a little better set up for this. Come in. Alright, the bucket's not doing it, so you gotta improvise. Just do it on some plywood. Motion Pro. Come in, get it under, right? Take that guy, come there, you just push down. And you just kind of work around the rim. Alright, tire irons I like to use, ones with a little spoon, really helps out. So what I typically do is I find the valve stem. We know there's a sensor right here that you don't want to hurt. The idea is to get this bead to get sucked up into the middle of the wheel. That way when you're pushing on here, this tire is going to get sucked up into here. That way you don't put too much pressure on your rim right there. Alright, so I'm going to try to get you guys a camera angle and see how this goes. So first thing I always do is just get the bottom pretty much set in. Come in. Get some tire. You might want to just get maybe 2 of them in there or so. Maybe you want to get 3 of them in there. Now, my rims are pretty screwed up anyways, so I don't really use rim protectors anymore. I did. It kind of make it a pain, but it's still possible to do it on your own without scratching the rim. Come in. What you're trying to do is just get some lube for the tire to slip off. Roll it up. Get it coated on that wheel. Once you get it far enough, you should be able to just pull it out. Just like that. Alright, front's done. Mia! Stop! Tires aren't as pliable as dirt bike tires, but lube. Alright, so pretty much every tire that's for motorcycle normally is directional. So just look for your wheel, see if it's there's an arrow on it, which there's an arrow right here. Find this tire, find the arrow on it. Where's the arrow? Arrow's right there. Just make sure both arrows are pointed in the same direction. That's one step. Just push it down and go on. Take your dot. There's a dot on the tire. Line it up with the valve stem. The dot represents the heaviest part of the tire. so it'll just help you out with wheel balance. Usually stem within 2 fingers is usually the tolerance that you kind of want to do, but that way you don't have to add in a bunch of weights. Just make sure you push that tire down into the rim, just like that. So now you can keep one stationary and just start working towards it. So we could do this one shot. Doubt it, but. Rear tire's mounted. Alright. Now when you get to like that position, and just check your tire. Make sure it's seated. Some people bend rims. Bent mine. Not this one, but another bike. And there you go. Tires on the rim. We got to seat the bead, but unfortunately I'm on a temporary setup, so I did have to put the valve stems in. But what you can do is try to find one with a trigger, and then you leave your valve stems off, set the bead, and then put your valve stems back in. So when we fill in the tire, just make sure the tire is facing the other direction. You'll see what I'm talking about. That way if the bead does explode, it's not going to go into your face. Shouldn't really take more than probably 60-80 psi to actually pop beads. You'll hear one pop and a second pop. Wait till the second pop and you know both sides have been done. Alright, let's try this out. Sometimes you just gotta move the tire around a little bit. 1, 2. That's it. Good pop. Alright, so next thing we gotta do is we need to balance out the tire. I'm going to show you guys this. But what we're going to do first is we're going to remove the old wheel weights. Alright. So this is my balancer. I kind of forgot where I got it from, but I'll try to put a description down below. It's great wheel balancer. Didn't cost too much. Alright. I don't have any jack stands, unfortunately, but you should be using jack stands for it. But literally they just kind of both sit right there, and what the wheel's kind of trying to tell you is it's going to be the heaviest part is going to be pretty much right at the bottom. Right at 12 o'clock. You don't have to push hard first because you might have to take some off. But what you want to do is just bring it down to your 3 o'clock position, and you want to see if the wheel's going to stay. I would say that's pretty close enough. So we're going to stay with 1 ounce. So that means this wheel is balanced. Alright, so now we got the front kind of going. Literally just going to find its heavy area. The front always seems like it's always 2 ounces for me too. And you see, if you keep mounting that bubble, pretty much what's going to happen is it's going to always be in the same area. So we're just slightly right there. Alright, so I'm going to just do a hand test. Yeah, it's definitely heavy. So I'm thinking it's going to be probably 2 more ounces. So what we'll do is we'll start off with 1 ounce. Let's see if we need to add more. Yep, it's going to be probably about another ounce, so squeeze that guy in. So let's see if it does anything. I'm going to say that's pretty good. 2 ounces for the front. The front always seems like it's 2 ounces. The rear always seems like it's 1 ounce. I don't know. So just kind of squeeze those in and tires are balanced. Get them back on the bike. Alright, so we're just gonna put the front tire on. I'm not gonna tell you guys what the torque specs are because you shouldn't listen to anyone on YouTube telling you torque specs. You should just honestly go look them up. But right now, what I did was I cleaned my dust seals, and now I'm just cleaning everything up, just kind of lubing everything up a little bit. And it's just basically repeat the process. COVID-19 update. I know my numbers. I'm not sure if everybody knows their numbers. Alright, so the most important thing though. Most important thing. Pump those front brakes. There we go. I still just do it in a star pattern. Just get them hand tight. And the most important thing, pump that rear brake. Even though you don't need to on the GS, it's always a good idea just to get in the habit. First stage, street tires are on. Second stage, racks and luggage. That's gonna be another day.